Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Draw back, as with fear or pain. A state of nervous depression. He was in a funk. United States biochemist, born in Poland, who showed that several diseases were caused by dietary deficiencies and who coined the term vitamin for the chemicals involved, 1884 to 1967. An earthy type of jazz combining it with blues and soul, has a heavy bass line that accentuates the first beat in the bar. Show submission or fear. Draw back, as with fear or pain. Draw back, as with fear or pain. She flinched when they showed the slaughtering of the calf. A reflex response to sudden pain. Draw back, as with fear or pain. Flesh of quail, suitable for roasting or broiling if young, otherwise must be braised. Small gallinaceous game birds. A movement back from an impact. Spring back, spring away from an impact. Spring back, as from a forceful thrust. Draw back, as with fear or pain. Come back to the originator of an action with an undesired effect. The backward jerk of a gun when it is fired. Become smaller or draw together. Decrease in size, range, or extent. Draw back, as with fear or pain. A physician who specializes in psychiatry. Wither, as with a loss of moisture. Reduce in size, reduce physically. Hot water will shrink the sweater. Cross one's eyes as if in strabismus. Draw back, as with fear or pain. A small arch built across the interior angle of two walls, usually to support a spire. Crouch down. Draw back, as with fear or pain. A reflex response to sudden pain. Make a face indicating disgust or dislike. She winced when she heard his pompous speech. The facial expression of sudden pain. A state of nervous depression. United States biochemist, born in Poland, who showed that several diseases were caused by dietary deficiencies and who coined the term vitamin for the chemicals involved, 1884 to 1967. Give an incentive for action. This moved me to sacrifice my career. Be in a state of action. Change location. Move, travel, or proceed, also metaphorically. The soldiers moved towards the city in an attempt to take it before night fell. The act of changing location from one place to another. The movement of people from the farms to the cities. Cause to move or shift into a new position or place, both in a concrete and in an abstract sense. The director moved more responsibilities onto his new assistant. Perform an action, or work out or perform an action. We must move quickly. The act of changing your residence or place of business. They say that 3 moves equal 1 fire. Have a turn. Make one's move in a game. Have an emotional or cognitive impact upon. Follow a procedure or take a course. A change of position that does not entail a change of location. Movement as a sign of life. Progress by being changed. Propose formally. in a debate or parliamentary meeting. Arouse sympathy or compassion in. Her fate moved us all. Change residence, affiliation, or place of employment. We moved from Idaho to Nebraska. Dispose of by selling. The chairman of the company told the salesman to move the computers. Game. A player's turn to take some action permitted by the rules of the game. Go or proceed from one point to another. The debate moved from family values to the economy. Live one's life in a specified environment. She moves in certain circles only. Move so as to change position, perform a non-translational motion. He moved his hand slightly to the right. The act of deciding to do something. He didn't make a move to help. A state of depression and anhedonia so severe as to require clinical intervention. A period during the 1930s when there was a worldwide economic depression and mass unemployment. An air mass of lower pressure often brings precipitation. A concavity in a surface produced by pressing. A long-term economic state characterized by unemployment and low prices and low levels of trade and investment. A sunken or depressed geological formation. A mental state characterized by a pessimistic sense of inadequacy and a despondent lack of activity. Angular distance below the horizon, especially of a celestial object. Pushing down. Depression of the spacebar on the typewriter. Sad feelings of gloom and inadequacy. Empty rhetoric or insincere or exaggerated talk. Don't give me any of that jazz. Have sexual intercourse with. A genre of popular music that originated in New Orleans around 1900 and developed through increasingly complex styles. A style of dance music popular in the 1920s, similar to New Orleans jazz but played by large bands. Play something in the style of jazz. Use a surgical instrument to hold open the edges of a wound or an organ. Formally reject or disavow a formerly held belief, usually under pressure. He retracted his earlier statements about his religion. Pull away from a source of disgust or fear. Pull inward or towards a center. The cat retracted his claws. Pull away from a source of disgust or fear. Someone with special training in biochemistry.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.